Hey, Carrie Nola here, licensed psychotherapist and founder of the Design Your Ideal Practice Coaching Academy. One of the favorite things about my role as a practice coach for therapists is that I get to walk along side by side amazing clinicians day in and day out, supporting them in building their rewarding and profitable practices, and knowing that I have a part in holding space for therapists to be able to share their gifts with the world. And today I'd like to support you in doing just that by giving you one of my little marketing secrets. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like there's this myth floating around that in order to be successful in practice, we have to invest a lot of money and time in marketing. So here was my experience. A decade ago, when I was building my practice, I was going back in my math and realized I had only spent less than $100 on marketing in the first several years of my practice until I was in a position to invest more in marketing. Now, those $100 were spent really wisely. When we decide where we're spending our money at the beginning of our business, it's important to invest really wisely and shift our money mindset. So here's what I spent my money on. Business cards, really important so that people know how to reach us and we can network and market with our colleagues and other professionals. And the cool thing was I got my business cards for free on a special promotion, and I only paid for them to get shipped to me. Then I invested wisely in a website. I think it cost about $25 for the year. It was a template type website that I designed myself. And while fancy schmancy websites are fine and great, it's much less about how much money you spend on your website and more about what content you're putting on your website. And lastly, I invested in some informational postcards that I sent out introducing the opening of my practice and sharing my specialties with referral sources that could get my ideal client into my office. And I got that on a coupon too. I think they were about $25. So do the math. Less than $100 starting a practice, and within a year of my practice, I was seeing close to 30 clients per week, and I was in the black in my profits and sharing my gifts with the world, having my ideal clients in my office doing the work that I loved, and also having the time and resources to live a life I loved as well. Now, here's another important thing when we're talking about investing wisely. Remember that successful marketing always happens from the inside out. Where I did put my budget and my money at the beginning of my practice, and honestly where I continue to do it now as well, is by hiring a really amazing therapist. Now, this is somebody who could hold space for me to discover ways that I was blocking myself in building my business, not only in the way I was living my life, but in my business building as well. We visited places like my money story and where I believed in lack versus abundance. We visited my wounds around fears of failure versus success, and also my worthiness of being able to really step up and stand out in sharing my gifts with the world and trusting that that would be of value to people. I also invested in clinical supervision. Of course, we know it's important to stay competent and present with our work so that we can really be there doing good work with our clients. And lastly, I also hired a business coach. Now, this wasn't somebody who gave me practical advice on marketing. Sure, that was part of it sometimes, but the majority of the time what she supported me with was getting out of my own way. She helped to show me what obstacles and pitfalls and mistakes most unsuccessful therapists in private practice were making so that I could avoid those things and really pay attention for how I was showing up with my marketing from the inside out. Now, I know this isn't always the most popular approach, but I assure you, in the decade of building my successful, rewarding, and profitable practice, these are the things that I know to be true about what works. So, are you willing to market your business from the inside out by really showing up for your fears, your wounds, and being mindful about where you're spending your money and putting it in the right place? I hope that you will take action on that now. And if you got something out of this video, go ahead and share the truth about marketing with all of the therapists you know by sharing this video with them. It is my hope that we can start a heart-centered practice building revolution, and I can't do that without your help. Here's to building your successful practice that is really rewarding to you. Can't wait to meet you in the next video.